In the spring of 1950, the people of Wytheville, Virginia, were having a great time hanging around town, playing basketball and baseball, jumping in the pool, and running in the creek. Then, in the summer, tragedy struck. I must prepare you, because the following scenes are very, very graphic. Baseball games were canceled, people were told to not come outside, and people driving by were told to drive through and not stop with their windows rolled up and their mouths covered. The polio virus had struck across the country. In that year alone, over 33,000 people in America fell victim to the polio virus.
Over half of those people affected had no way to combat the disease, but by the spring of the next year, we had developed a vaccine through multiple tests done on rats, mice, and monkeys. Animal testing has most definitely had its benefits and has saved lives in the past. However, the current laws regarding the practice are ineffective. There are alternatives such as in vitro testing, and many of the tests that we currently perform are simply inhumane. Let's begin by exploring some of the legal grounds to animal testing. While there are laws for animal testing, they are largely ineffective. The Animal Welfare Act, for example, has regulations that address the standard care of animals. However, 95% of animals tested upon, such as rats and mice, only receive minimal protection from this act. The United States Department of Agriculture, or USDA, also has regulations for animal testing. However, it only provides 120 inspectors, and there are over 12,000 facilities just in the U.S. alone. When you look at these two numbers, each inspector has to inspect 100 facilities per year. However, the law requires that each facility be inspected twice, so that means they have to inspect 200 facilities per year, which is why several facilities will just be passed over. Laws like this are ineffective and therefore need to be changed to protect animal rights. Some possible ways that we can go about this are alternative methods for testing.
It is important to consider that there are in fact many alternatives to animal testing. Johns Hopkins University has an entire program called CAT, the Center for Alternatives to Animal Testing. According to Aaron Blakemore of the Washington Post, the EU began a program in 2007 that required any imported or manufactured chemicals to be fully registered and described with REACH, the Registration, Evaluation, Authorization, and Restriction of Chemicals. This has allowed for extensive knowledge to be gathered about various chemicals. Thomas Harding, who runs CAT at Johns Hopkins, reasons that this can be vital in reducing and eliminating animal testing because of the fact that chemically similar substances usually have similar effects on humans. There are also alternative in vitro methods for gathering the information supplied by animal testing. Epiderm is an in vitro test that is derived from human skin cells. Studies found it to be more accurate in identifying skin irritants than traditional animal tests. In a comparison study, Epiderm was able to correctly detect all of the chemicals tested that irritate human skin, while tests on rabbits misclassified 10 of the 25 test chemicals. In vitro methods have also been found to be more time and cost efficient. Another in vitro test method, called Corotizec, can provide results in a time frame of 3 minutes to 4 hours, unlike animal testing, which can take 2 to 4 weeks to provide results.
Tests on animals are not always the most reliable because most animals aren't like us. For example, rats, guinea pigs, and hamsters reveal no link between glass fibers and cancer. However, in humans, glass fibers are considered carcinogenic. If we wanted to test on an animal similar to us, we would test on apes because our DNA, at about 98.8% the same, is close to being identical with them. However, the closer the animal is to us, the more cruel the testing almost. Chimps think similar to us and have similar feelings. Chimps have long-term memory. They can be either left-handed or right-handed. Some are really intelligent while others are not so smart. They are social creatures, and they learn from mimicking just like humans. They have learned to use some plants as medicines, showing that they are highly intelligent. So why would we get to torture them with animal testing? They show signs of grief and depression. They clearly have reactions to the testing, and they probably even know that it is wrong. Humans should not have the right to test on animals at all, and much less animals that are very intelligent and aware. Apes are self-aware and can even recognize themselves in a mirror. Imagine if you were being tested on like this, and how would that make you feel?